Lance here for Soundcheck TV, and here to do another review for you for Push and Play. And we're going to look at, in this one, Sebastian and his debut album, Dance Till We Die. Sebastian is a solo artist at the moment. On this he does the guitars, the bass, the vocals, all the synths, the drums, the mixing, the mastering. Everything about this album is all Sebastian, and it's a damn good effort. It's a very, very good effort. It's very much in the key within the likes of Prince from the 1980s, around the Purple Rain sort of period in time. So if you really dig that kind of vibe, this is definitely an album that you should be checking out. So starts the album off with Champagne Freak Show, which is not a bad tune to start the album out with, to be honest. Sets the stall, lays the cards out on the table perfectly well. The guitar's pretty good on it. Could do with being a little bit more explosive in the tune itself, which then leads on to Dance Till We Die, the title track for the album, which has got a really good groove to it. Very, very good sort of groove to it. But the solo at the end, I think, lets the tune down. It needs tightening up just a little bit, and that was it really. Other than that, it's a really, really good song and a great start to the album. The next song, Expose Yourself to Me, takes the pacing down a little bit, but not too much, and the outro is pretty cool as well. It's like a solo battle between, you know, the guitars and the various synths and everything like that. It's quite an interesting take on it. Up until that point as well, the song structures were quite similar, but with that solo battle at the end, it kind of breaks it up really, really well. I really did enjoy that, hearing the different lines on the different lead lines from the different instruments going up against each other. Really cool. Next tune, Kiss Bang Bang, moves really well. It's a very, very guitar-driven track. If you look at that sort of the 80s kind of funk or pop funk from the time, it's very akin to that. Very, very well done. The album is a homage to that whole genre of funk and pop, and the way that it was brought together in the 80s. And this track really does exemplify that. It's a very, very good tune. Very, very good tune. Made For You it's the ballad of the album. You have to have a ballad on this kind of album. You know, when you go back and you look through the genre, look at all the different artists in the albums, there's always a ballad banged in, and this is no different. There's a ballad. It's a bit cheesy, but again, it fits with the genre. You know, so it's not my cup of tea, that tune, but it's well written, and it's a good effort for it. I think ballads are the hardest type of song to write, and this is a very good effort. Next one move on to is Free Your Mind, which it's back to the funk, straight back in. So out of the ballad into the funk, nice little cool breakdown, but could have pushed the vocals a bit more, and I think this is kind of starting to be a little bit of a theme. The vocals kind of stay in one place for a lot of the album. It's kind of a safe zone vocally for Sebastian. Don't get me wrong, he's a good vocalist, but really I think needs to broaden out a bit more, and he could have done it a little bit on this tune. Love For You is a bit left field, so to say. It's got a bit of UB40 80s popping into it, combining that with the funk elements that he has. There's a really interesting concept, I think. And again, it shows his varied musical taste. Bearing in mind, the guy's from Birmingham, so there is that element of ska from Birmingham. It was quite the hub for ska in the 80s. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting take on the genre. Let's Jam. It's a lovely little sort of jam tune that he does. But I feel this is where the vocals should have really been emphasised a lot. Where I think it was a missed moment for him. Could have really opened the taps up from the low end all the way up to the high end, and I think should have done that on this song. When you look at the artists from that period in time as well, the vocal ranges were quite massive. You had obviously someone like Prince, who had a very deep baritone voice but could really get up there high, and I think this is what that song needed. It needed that sort of bass in the vocals to go up into that sort of high-pitched scream, maybe sort of like a Little Richard or a James Brown sort of scream, because I don't think anyone's going to come close to producing vocally what Prince did. It's just impossible, really. Prince was kind of one in a gazillion artist, but being able to do that James Brown sort of Little Richard scream, I think is more in the realms of possibility, and I think that in future releases that's maybe something that Sebastian should possibly look at, is growing that vocal range, going a bit deeper, but going a lot higher as well, and really grabbing it by the balls, so to say. Walk My Way is a funny old tune. This made me smile when I listened to this. It's a very, very nice bass line. Again, it's totally from out of left field as well. It's got a lovely bass line, as I said, and the vocals are very good. I've just mentioned the vocals as well on the last track, and he does do bits of falsetto on this tune. So he's obviously got the range, and he does go a little bit lower as well on this tune. So there is that. So he does have range within his vocals, and this song shows that, and it's a great little track. Lovely bass line, lovely pacing, lovely little guitar solo. Vocals are brilliant on it. The delivery is fantastic. It's a great set of lyrics. Brilliant song, very, and it's very well placed on the album. However, I think it should have been just a little bit later. Adore You is more of a filler song, I think. I think it's the weakest song on the album. I personally probably would have left this off and then finished obviously with the next song, which is Get Wild. So for me, that's what I would have left Adore You off, have Walk My Way and Get Wild as the finishing tracks. Get Wild, it's a great 80s pop funk song, really, really good. Again, it plays great homage to the genre itself. So, what I think of this album in total, I think it's a really good effort. I'd give it a nice solid 8, definitely. I think there's room for improvement, obviously, but it's tiny little details, tiny little things that perhaps would need looking at. I mentioned the vocals, so expanding on that range within the songs. I think this album was very, very, very synth heavy. I think possibly maybe he's looking into the future, looking at some brass, some saxophone and trumpet, trombone, that sort of thing. Introducing that into the music would be a good idea. Sebastian tends to play solo as well, and I think this sort of stuff needs full band. So something that I'd say would be is to go recruit a band, and put on this show with the full band. I think that would be fantastic because the music's good and good performer, good player, can do the stuff live. But I definitely think this is something that needs to be done with a band. Choice cuts for me. Top of the list, Walk My Way. I think that's a fantastic tune. I would listen to that all day long. Get Wild. I think it's a very, very, very good tune. It's a nice fun tune. And I'd say Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's a great tune. Those are the choice cuts off the album for me. So yeah, a nice solid 8 out of 10. Doesn't quite get the distortion. But it's really, really close. Very, very excited to see what comes next for Sebastian, which direction he moves into. Yeah, great album, great effort, 8 out of 10, and we'll see you in the next one. Off on Check TV.